Yay! We made it! Yes. Hello, 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 you guys. How is the sound? Let me know how the sound is. I really, really wanted to share my background with you guys. I was hesitating to show the background, but I want you guys to be here with me when the sun's rising and to kind of bring in the new year together for our last episode of Untangled. Is it windy on the mic, you guys? How is it? Let me know. I can always move inside. Some say windy, some say perfect. Some say good. All windy, but enough that we can still hear you. Wow, you guys. Last Untangled and stepping into the new year, ending this year, ending 2022. I'm really happy to be here with you guys. I am so welcome to Untangled, episode 31. Untangled is a series that I started where basically we just talk about the human, the uncomfortable. We make the comfortable, we make the uncomfortable comfortable. We talk about all the shit we don't want to talk about. And we just show up for life, you know, and we're all navigating this and we're all going through it together. So why not talk about what we're going through? So thank you all for being here. Really, really happy and grateful to have you all here. From the Netherlands, Canada. Where are you guys from? Ohio. Hello, Ohio. Germany, England, Costa Rica, Buffalo, New York, Minnesota, Estonia, Belgium, Hamptons, Cape Cod, Ukraine, Netherlands, Tennessee, Sweden, Southern California, Slovakia, another Sweden, Iceland, New Hampshire, Norway. I love it. Lots of Swedens. Portugal, Lake District, UK, Minnesota, Ethiopia. Welcome, Ethiopia. Boston, Norway. The whole world is here, Wes. Netherlands, Reno, Lemuria. Okay. Welcome back. Australia. All right, let's get into this. I'm really hoping that the sound stays okay. We're all shifting the world right now. So I am in Oahu. A beautiful friend of mine has an amazing house, and she and her family went away. So hold on one second. She let me have the house. Sounds a little windy. Well, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. So I came here to unwind, and I came here to relax and let go. I'll share a little bit about myself, and then I'll share some just energies that are coming through. So for the past probably 6 months for myself personally, I have been feeling like I need to shut down, slow down, quiet. Here comes the sun right there. I wanted to show you guys the sun, which is why I'm outside right now. I've just been feeling this really strong need to stop working, to stop showing up, to stop, to take a pause and to break. And I don't know about you, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to slow down. I don't know how to rest. The drive inside of me to show up is so strong that it overpowers what's for my highest good. And I think one of the things that 2020 has taught us or tried to teach us was how to take better care of ourselves. so that we can show up better for the world. And it really doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter what you think your work is here on the planet in terms of purpose or mission or any of that. I think we need to get to a place where we start to really integrate the knowingness that everything that we are doing right now is for the service of humanity. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're going through, whatever job you have that you don't like, in each moment there is an opportunity to be of service to humanity. And it's a switching of the lens of how you're showing up, how the story you're telling yourself. And the only way that we can show up for humanity is we show up for ourselves, and we have to take care of ourselves. We have to stop thinking that it's selfish if we slow down, if we take time away from our family or our friends, or we start putting up firmer boundaries. There has always been this notion of self-care, this notion of, putting yourself first. But I think that one of the things that will be shown to us in this coming year is that the buck stops with you, and that your service to humanity stops with your self-care and how you are showing up for you first and foremost. And I think that we have been living quite the opposite, especially with what's been going on the last couple of years. I feel like there has been a lot of taking care of others, taking care of the external world. How to, there was a big earthquake that sort of happened for us a couple of years ago. And so there's been, for the last couple of years, this rattling and settling into, for many of you, new ways of being, new lifestyles, new friendships, new relationships, old, stuff, whatever it is, whatever's left, whatever's come in. It's been a very external experience, even though we've gone through a lot internally. This past year has really brought us deeper into a deeper sense of self-care. And what are the stories that you hold around that? What do you, I'm not going to make money, or this isn't the right thing to do. People are going to call me lazy, or they're going to call me selfish, or this isn't the path that most people take. This doesn't make any sense. Like all these things that we've been going through, the reason that it is happening and continuing to happen for us is because we have to be able to understand how to take care of ourselves. It seems very simple, but we don't do it. And what's going to happen with this world that we're in right now is it's going to get much more chaotic. This world is going to get much more rockier. The ground is going to continue to rattle. And humanity needs us. Humanity needs us to be able to stand firm. So everything that you're going through right now is allowing you, whether you believe this or not, everything that you have been and are going through right now is allowing you to be able to stand on a more solid ground. And the only way that you can stand on solid ground when it's shaking is to pay attention to how to take care of yourself. What do you need? So many people are getting sick, and the sickness and this disease that's happening in the body is not just because we're being poisoned, because we are being poisoned, but it's also because we aren't taking care of ourselves. We're allowing ourselves to continue to increase the level of stress and anxiety that we're having because of whatever storyline. I have to show up to be the right coworker. I have to show up to be the right friend. I have to show up to be the right wife or mother or husband or boyfriend, whatever it is. There are these pressures that we put on ourselves. There are these stories that we tell ourselves. And if we continue to hold ourselves in those old patterns and old storylines, and old ways of being, it's going to be very difficult and very exhausting and very trying to continue to stand on ground that's rocky, that like an earthquake, because the earthquakes out there aren't going to stop. You know, if you have an assumption or an understanding that life is going to get easier externally out there, you'll find yourself in a lot of suffering. But if you start to understand that everything that is occurring for you is allowing you to somehow learn how to stand on unrockiness, unrockiness, is that a word? Unsettledness. What do you need? You know, how hard is it for you to slow down? How hard is it for you to tell your children or your parents or your husband or your wife that you need time, that you need to go away for 3 days? Oh, I can't because of ... No, I can't do that because my kids need me. You know, pay attention to that. It's going to get louder. And if we don't listen to it in the coming year, we will be rattled into it. There'll be these random accidents that happen where we are pummeled to our bed, right? There will be random things that occur where people will just be gone and you'll be all alone. Like there's going to be things that are going to happen that are going to feel like, that's weird. Why did that happen? In order to catapult you into slowing down and taking more self-care for yourself. Because the only way that we are going to be able to experience the magic and miracles in the midst of chaos and fire is that we no longer participate in the chaos and the fire. And the way that we learn to not participate in the chaos and the fire is to slow down. A lot of you guys are going to say, I've been slowing down. I can't slow down anymore. And I would argue that slowing down doesn't mean that everything has stopped in your life, that you have no relationships, that you have nothing going on, that you have no job, that you're bored, that things feel stagnant. I would not say that's slowing down. I would say slowing down is this awareness, this intentional awareness of quieting everything. That's slowing down. Quieting whatever is happening in the body, quieting the mind, quieting the thoughts, quieting the emotions. What that means is that you're literally like, it's like a dropping. You start to drop down. That's slowing down. You drop. Does this make sense? You drop in, you're dropping deeper. You're dropping deeper into presence. You're dropping deeper into your body. You're dropping deeper into the emotions. You're dropping deeper into the thoughts and the beliefs. You drop deeper into it by slowing down. And when you do that, everything slows. The emotions dissolve. The thoughts start to dissolve. There's this weird idea that not having anything going on in your life and being stagnant or bored or whatever is slowing down. That's not slowing down, because even in those states where nothing's going on and you're super bored and you feel like a hamster on a hamster wheel and it's Groundhog's Day every day, you're still energetically running like this, right? The body's still active, really active. There's anxiety, there's stress, there's a lot of worry going on. So slowing down, really slowing down, is allowing the body to not be on hyper speed. Does that make sense? Because what's going to happen, you guys, in this coming year is the energies are going to continue to increase on the planet. So I want you to imagine that the planet is on a wheel that's going to speed up energetically. It's going to start speeding up faster. Things are going to start happening much faster. Energies are going to move through you faster. You're going to feel much more emotion throughout your day. You're going to have, your thoughts are going to, you're going to feel like you're like, just, it's speeding up. And if you play in that speed without realizing that you need to ground in and slow down, you're going to feel like you're being taken away. You're going to feel out of control. the anxiety is going to intensify. The stress is going to intensify. It's all going to intensify. So what we are going to be asked to do is the self-care of resting, of slowing down no matter what you're doing. Slowing down doesn't mean you go on vacation. It just means, what do you need to do to slow down? Because it's in that slowing down process that you begin to tap into the deeper meaning of life, like the deeper purpose here, the deeper purpose of you, the simplicity of life. You don't find it in a book. You find it in life. You know, you don't find presence by reading about it or taking lectures or courses. You find presence by consciously dropping into presence right here, right now. You practice it all right here, right now. You stop waiting to be able to practice it. I'm going to take care of myself next week. I'm going to practice this next week. You've got to start practicing it now. Right now, December 27th. I've said this so many times, and it's this feeling that I'm in right now of this like slowing down period feels very uncomfortable, because when you start to really slow down, okay, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, if you start slowing down again just means that you are not letting the energies of the world and not letting the energies within you take you out, take you. So there's a hamster wheel moving. The earth is moving like this. You're on that hamster wheel, and if you are continuing to do this, you're going to feel out of control and overwhelmed and exhausted and freaking out and trying to fix everything and change everything and not make sure you don't lose things and like, I better be on the right path and I better be doing this and that. Like, that's just too much. But you'll feel like you're in some sort of state of control, so it feels okay. You're going to burn out. So in this slowing down period, you literally, like, it feels like you're letting go. You don't know what's coming next. You can't predict it. It's almost like we have to, this idea of you and who you are and who you've been and how you've been living life, how you've been doing life, it has to almost like recalibrate. When you start slowing down, there's a recalibration that happens. And in that recalibration, it's extremely uncomfortable. True recalibration is you not understanding what's coming next. True recalibration and slowing down is allowing yourself to stop controlling the way that you think life is designed to go. You know, we get to this point. I got to this point where I was so exhausted that I could barely show up for my community, for you guys, you know, trying to get a better life for myself. I could barely show up. I could barely do videos. I was hanging on. And I knew this wasn't the highest outcome. I knew this wasn't the highest potential. This didn't make sense. My gas gauge was like on low. And if you're on low and you're just continuing to try to push and push and push, you're going to run out of steam. And then you're going to keep fighting against what is being asked of you, which is to slow down, to drop into the recalibration. So for many of you, there's a recalibration happening. The lens is shifting. The way you show up is going to shift. The way you are is going to shift with people. There's a pivot. Maybe your work is shifting.